Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be reviewing the beautiful heirloom toy which is Spielgaben. Now this is an educational toy, educational resource that I stumbled across completely by accident. I was actually on Facebook Marketplace and I saw somebody was selling one of these and I'd never come across them before. I just thought, wow, this is so beautiful, and I could see immediately how useful it would be in our everyday lives with the kids playing and learning. And I did a bit of research, came across the brand Spielgaben, and it was interesting because the person who was selling it was a grandparent who'd said she'd had loads of use out of her Spielgaben, but her kids were now too big, so she wanted to sell it. And it was still in amazing condition, and I was just like, wow, this is an incredible heirloom object. I need to get my hands on one, and I need to test this out with my family. So today I'm going to be giving you a complete look at the Spielgaben. We're going to be going through all the drawers. I'm going to be giving you ideas on how to use it. Our initial thoughts on the Spielgaben, we've been using it now for about a month, maybe just under a month. And I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on it too. So I hope you find this video useful. If you've been thinking about purchasing the Spielgaben, you want to have a peek inside and you want to know exactly how does it work. So let's get going. Okay, so what is the Spielgaben? The Spielgaben is designed for ages 3 to 12. It is an educational resource. It's all about open-ended play, teaching numeracy, mathematics, art, literature, scientific exploration and fine motor skills, amongst many others. It's very open-ended, so if you're used to Waldorf, Montessori, this is going to be very much up your street. And it is just such a fun resource for the entire family. So it also comes with some curriculum-based resources, which I thought was really useful. So it comes with a box like this, and inside you get the play guide, which I have punched and placed in a folder. And the play guide comes up with activities for every single one of these drawers. So there might be a figure play activity for the 2D and 3D shapes, for example. I will actually take some of this out so you can have a look at it. So here's some of our play guide. So it comes with the cover. And I'll show you this first one here. So this is the drawer one with the coloured balls, which I'll show you in a minute. And it comes with different activities. This is the train, so it's like colour matching. And then also find the hidden colour, which is great for slightly older children. And then also making shapes. So lots of activities per drawer to really get your mind going. And if you're not quite sure where to start the play guide is brilliant. Really essential part, really, I think, of the kit, because it gives you so many ideas. And what I actually have done is it comes in the box, I punched it, I put it in a folder, and I just find that's easier to sort of work through. It also comes with a Year K workbook, which again I have punched. These are quite substantial workbooks and guides. They're quite large. Now the workbook just comes with lots of different worksheets. Again, I'll show you some here. So for that first drawer, which has the coloured balls, it's got counting, looking at shapes made in different ways and matching them, trying to see what's missing, colour patterns, and yeah, colouring. And obviously as you work up with the different drawers, they get more and more difficult. So there's sections on geometric shapes, lots of building and constructing. So here we've got a activity which shows you how to draw a line, which asks you to draw a line to the left that shows what components the building is made of. And again, the same thing on the back, so a lot more complicated than the first drawer. So these play sets that are in these drawers are designed to be used in sequence. So you start with drawer 1 and you work your way up to drawer 10, and as you work with them, you can combine them and your child can build and create more and more elaborate and detailed constructions as their understanding of the geometrics and mathematics kind of improves as they go. So another thing that comes in that box is the inspiration cards. These are so fun. Again, they are based off the drawers and they give you things to make. So that's the butterfly, larvae and pupa. There is like a little house there. There's a dragonfly and caterpillar. And of course, when you look at the more further along drawers, you've got more complicated things to make. There's a robot, it's like a little castle village. So really fantastic. As your child develops, they'll be able to do the more complicated patterns. Some more. Then there is also a sort of nature inspiration cards where they give you different animals and creatures that you can make using your Spielgaben drawers. So chicken, butterfly, and you can see there it's giving you an idea of all the different items you're going to find in this incredible set. There's also an activity book for making planner figures. Again, this is not so much linked to utilising the things in the Spielgaben set, but actually cutting and folding to have a deeper understanding of shapes and geometrics and how they work. And then finally, there is a math guide as well, in the same kind of format at the others. And this is very hands-on, a little bit more complicated, so for the slightly older child, but loads and loads of curriculum. If you want to use this as a homeschooling resource, there is tons that comes with the Spielgaben, so do not worry if you are a little bit stuck on where do I start. You can just utilise the resources that are sent along with the Spielgaben and it will totally set you up. So that's the first thing that comes with the Spielgaben. Now let's look at the actual item itself. Now first up, I have to say, this is really heavy. This is definitely not the sort of thing you want to be picking up and bringing out when your children want to play with it. This is an object that you want to place somewhere where you will see it daily and use it daily and leave it there because it is hefty. So you could leave it in your playroom if you're in a playroom. I don't, so I actually leave it in our kitchen and I find that's the best place because it's near our kitchen table and I feel like it's the kind of object that works best when you're seated at a table because there are so many loose parts that if you're playing with it in a playroom with lots of other toys, you're more likely to lose little bits and pieces and also lose the whole point of using the Spielgaben, which is more open-ended play but in a structured way. Okay, so the first thing it comes with is this board. This is a beautiful, I think it's walnut, the wood that they use in the Spielgaben, and it has these little 1-inch cubes all over it. And as you can kind of imagine, this would be very useful using all those small parts, but also great as a counting board. And also, I apologise if you can hear lots of rustling, it's my sausage dog under the table. It also comes with this really chunky plastic board, and it has sort of raised parts on this side and holes on this side. And this works really well with the little points that come in, I think, drawer 10. So really fun for creating patterns and things like that. And those fit in really beautifully, and actually this top board has magnets on it, so it just slots on top and fits on really well. So I'll go through the drawers now. The first drawer is for the sort of youngest child, I suppose. Now this is definitely something you could use with a baby. It comes with 6 coloured balls in primary colours and secondary colours. And the balls are beautifully soft crochet balls with a little hole at the top. And it comes with matching threads, or yarn I suppose, that match up the ball, and you can thread them on. And you can wind the thread around it, or you can, you know, hang them up and let them move. So you've got all those coloured balls, and then it also comes with a crossbar that, sorry, I found the wrong way. It comes with a crossbar that you can set up nice and quickly. And it fits on like this. So the crossbar is a real traditional part of the Spielgaben concept, and this really is for using with the geometrical shapes that come next, but you can also hang up your coloured balls and create a kind of Newton's cradle with it, and you know, learn colours that way. It's very dynamic, hands-on visual way of learning colours. It also comes with a couple of sticks. Now, My son did actually break one of these sticks quite early on. They are thin, so there is a little bit of bend to them, but with a very hands-on, like full-on boy, he was really into this kit actually, and he was threading all the balls up and then twisting them and twisting and twisting them and twisting them and pulling them, and eventually one did snap. So that was interesting. I mean, the quality is incredible, so it's not really a quality issue, it's just my son is very rough, so I do need to go get another one of these little wooden sticks. And these wooden sticks are used for spinning the geometric shapes to see what shape they make when they go round and round. And there's also some spare hooks. So this is the first kit, and the balls would be so good for a first baby toy, especially if you obviously took the string out. They're soft, they're tactile, you're going to be learning your colours with them, you can throw with them, you can just, you know, babies just love placing things into cups, taking them out. So a great first toy actually. So when I saw these I was like, oh, that would have been such a lovely little toy for a baby. And of course great for learning catch inside because they're nice and soft. So lots of open-ended ways you can play with these balls. I mean, just if, like I said, if you're into Waldorf or Montessori, you won't struggle finding ways to play with those. But yes, really lovely for learning colours, for doing little memory games and things like that. And we now have set number 2. So this is set number 2, and as you can see, it contains lots of geometric shapes. This is all about core shapes, unique geometric principles, and like really understanding geometric shapes. Now, I am not good at maths. I should probably have a disclaimer here that I need to go and play with the Spielgaben as much as my children do, because I always struggled with maths, but actually as I've got older, I can really see how exciting mathematics is. And I can really see how the Spielgaben is fantastic, because your child is getting to play with these geometric shapes, learning their correct mathematical names, seeing how they interact with each other. With some of these, they've got little hooks on, so you can hang them on your crossbar and spin them and see how they change shape, or if they change shape. And by just playing and stacking and touching and interacting with these, your child is going to have such a good standing in basic maths, because they will have that hands-on start, which for a lot of children, I'm pretty sure every child needs to learn in that way. So this is the set here, and of course it comes with those learning guides. So there is loads and loads and loads of bits of paper here that correlate with this particular drawer. So it gives you activities, projects, worksheets, all sorts of things that you can do with these shapes. And also, wow, the quality is amazing, by the way. Like I mentioned, pretty sure this is walnut wood, and it is so soft, it smells great, and just the tactile softness of these beautiful wooden shapes is just gorgeous. And like I said, I also need to really brush up on my geometrics. I'm not very good with 3D shapes, so I need to go back and learn what all these are. And yes, a really, really wonderful activity. My son immediately asked for these. He was really curious of like why they had holes in them and why they had hooks, and he wanted to stack them and play with them straight away. To B now. And this is going to look very familiar to a lot of parents out there, if you ignore this bit up here. This is basically like a threading kit. We've got all these lovely shapes that we sort of discovered in that previous drawer, but they have changed now into those lovely colours that we looked at in drawer 1, and they all have a hole in them. So of course with the little cubes you could stack them and do some building, but they also come with a thread, which I have to admit my children have put somewhere else. But it comes with a couple of threads that you can thread these into and create necklaces or patterns, or you can also thread them onto those sticks, and they make really fun like little kebabs. And my son absolutely played with these for ages. So these are obviously going to help your child with fine motor skills, colours and all that kind of thing too. So a really lovely resource, such like a preschool classic, these sort of threading cubes. But the way that Spielgaben approaches this, it's not just about threading, it's also about becoming familiar with these shapes and using them in innovative ways, and also using them to create patterns, colour patterns and things like that. And again, the book, the the resource book is great for giving you activities that go alongside with it. Also in this drawer, you probably noticed at the top there are these connecting circles, connecting spheres. These are actually for a different kit, but they just live up here. Well, a different drawer, sorry, but they just live in there. Now, next up, we have my son's absolute favourite, my younger son's absolute favourite, which are these beautiful little small wooden cubes in loads of different sizes and shapes. And this particular one it contains cubes, cuboids, I'm going to read from a sheet here because I won't remember, triangular prisms, concave and concentric rings, and it's all about the relationship between a whole and its parts, how to create structures, basic maths, breaking down a cube into different sizes. And again, like from just a basic standpoint, if you give your child this drawer, they will spend ages building things, breaking them down, discovering how things are created. And of course, you know, we are learning all about these, you know, concave and convex shapes and how they work together to create whole shapes. So you've got those mathematical principles there, but you're learning through play. And again, like I keep saying, there's so many resources that go along with each drawer. So in this drawer, we have the most beautiful coloured shaped tablets. They're quite thin, and they are perfect for learning basic drawing skills. And they also have the different shapes. I think there's 7 different shapes in this. And it gives you really the concept of combination, and this is what the main teaching is behind this drawer. This works really well with the little threadable cubes as well. If your child wants to make patterns, they can use those coloured shapes. And they can also use this top section here to create their patterns. So this drawer held so much appeal to me because I was on the cusp of buying a similar thing. You can get these kits where they come with little cards a bit similar to this, showing you things that you can make from the kit of shapes. However, this one is obviously very beautiful. I mean, the quality is outstanding, and there are so many more shapes in this, so the possibilities are endless. You're not really limited like those other kits are. And of course, like I just showed you, there are cards that give you loads of ideas of things you can make from these. And there are also the more curriculum-based worksheets as well. Now, the little round counters here are perfect for making up little board games and using them as counters, or using them as a counting tool when your child is doing like addition, subtraction, division and things like that. Really fun, beautiful, beautiful tray. And this is why I sort of said this is a better object to place somewhere where it's not going to get all mixed up. So this is why I would recommend not putting this into a playroom, but rather putting it in an educational space or near a kitchen table, because you wouldn't want to get all these mixed up in like a giant bin of Lego or something. It would be a bit of a nightmare to clean up. So the next tray is tray 8, and this is all about the concept of the line. So it contains lots of different lines in different lengths. So we have long lines, medium lines, shorter ones, even shorter. I'm picking up a lot of blues you probably can't see. And then eventually getting really, really tiny. So I'd say that one's about like 2 centimeters, the smallest. And by having such a good array of lines, it gives your child a really good opportunity to really understand measurement. They can really design and create any flat object they want at this point, because they've got the different shapes now. So they can be really creative in their design skills and putting all those natural mathematical things they've learned into play. It also contains a kind of like a second set, but in plastic. So we have all these in beautiful wood. Then we've got a tray here with, not a tray, a section here with the connecting balls, which we also have in 2B. And then all these lines, they also have again in plastic. Some of them here, and the plastic ones are designed to go with the connection balls. The wooden ones don't go with the connection balls, it's the plastic ones. And yes, there's loads of different sized plastic sticks to go with the connection balls. And if you ever come across Tinker toys, you will know what to do with these. They are for building 3D objects, and this is definitely my son's favourite thing. We actually have Tinker Toys and he loves them. And this is so fun because it's a similar concept, but you're using your line to create shapes. And there are some amazing ideas in the books that come with the Spielgaben to make movable objects. I think there's like one for like a swing that looks amazing. So we're now on to tray number 9. So in tray number 8, you introduce the line to your child and they become really confident with using that alongside the other kits, the other trays. Keep calling them kits. But in this tray, we're introducing the curve. Now, I've written here, because like I said, I didn't remember, the curve concept is found in Euclidean and spherical geometry. And obviously, that's important concept for your child to learn. And these are so beautiful. Again, they come in all those gorgeous colours that we saw on tray number 1. And they come in different sizes, so your child can really understand how they work. They can stack them to create different patterns. There are loads of cards that go with this particular set. Really, really beautiful. All the different shapes and sizes there. Tray number 10. And tray number 10 is introducing the point, which is a critical element of geometry. This is also a fantastic counting aid, but wow, this is fun for kids to play with the plastic tray that I showed you at the start. In each little section here on your tray, you have these tiny 1 centimeter little dots. They're flat, so they don't roll around, and they come in all these different colors. Now, once you pair that with that plastic tray with the holes in it, your child can make anything they want to, alongside the little skinny sticks as well that we saw in the line tray. So much fun. My little boy spent so long picking out each colour, putting it in, creating patterns. He created Santa and the reindeer. He was having so much fun. He was literally sitting there for over an hour. And it really does have like this open-ended part to it where it's endless. The amount of things they could do with these are endless. You could use them in loose part play if you're confident you can pick them up and find them afterwards, because they would make great little loose part food or stuff to put in a little trailer or something. And also, yeah, like I said, they're great for counting and manipulatives and mathematics as well. I'm going to quickly show you some of the things you can make using those little points. Here's an example of what I mean by using them in that board. When you place them in, they're quite secure as well, so your child can really have fun. They're not going to like brush them away too easily. And on the other side, and this is really fun, you can create an elastic band board by placing in the sticks or the lines and using elastic bands. And again, this is a real traditional Montessori toy, and you can DIY your own. So really, really great. And again, another sort of mathematical classic to have in your classroom or home space. And now I'm here, I'll just show you some of these amazing constructions you can do as well. This is with the sticks or the lines and the connecting balls. So yeah, you can make whatever you want. My son made a cuboid and he was having so much fun playing with that. So many cute things in this book. Look how sweet this is. Loads of different fun patterns. Gorgeous little whale and some sea creatures. And you can tie these in with themes that they might be learning about in school or at home if you're a homeschooler. And you can use your Spielgaben as a real aid to everything that you do in the home or at school, or if you're a teacher, you could have one of these kits. And I have seen reviews of teachers using these kits and they absolutely love them. They would have one kit per classroom, and part of it is working together in a school setting with the Spielgaben and sharing, and it does seem to be really a fantastic resource. And yeah, it does echo some of the things I already see in my son's schoolroom, but this is just so beautiful in its sequence, and it's really so thought through. There's no excess, there's just the right amount of things your child needs to really expand the mathematical thinking. Here's a couple of pages from the workbook, but using the points that I just showed you. So this is paint the pattern on the right to have the same colour and position as the picture on the left. This is using the points to decorate gingerbread men and Christmas stars and cookies. Obviously you can make these resources as well. You can use your imagination and come up with whatever you want. And this is a lovely addition worksheet, so you can have your counters and use them alongside this. Now, the only thing I am going to point out as a negative, and hopefully Spielgaben will fix this because I think it's such a shame, is that when they print this out, and this could just be a UK thing, because I think that if you're in the US, they actually give you a hardback book with these worksheets. But the way that they are printed out, the purple and the blue are quite similar. And you can see that here. Now, like I said, I'm pretty sure Spielgaben will change that because I will let them know. Because everything else is so considered and well thought out. And like, there is a difference. I'm gonna stand up so you can have a good look, make your own mind up. There is a difference between the blue and the purple, but to me, it's just not clear enough. But that could just be me. But yes, there's just so many things you can do with these beautiful resources. Here's a lovely one on measuring. Hold on, get it out of my folder. This is a lovely one with measuring with those lines. And then as your child gets older, you'll definitely want to get into the math guide. The math guide is way too complicated for my son now, but there are so many interesting activities, inside it. But like I said, way more complicated than where he would be now. But really exciting to know that we have this, so we can keep the Spielgaben going as he gets older and use it as a fantastic resource. And again, as I said at the start, I am not good at maths. This is not something that comes naturally to me. I'm quite number dyslexic actually, and so is my husband. So knowing we have something like this, which is so visual and physical, I know is going to be incredibly useful. I also have a special needs boy, and this really excites me that we can use this with him. I'm using Draw One with him at the moment just to brush up on his colours. It's a lovely sort of physical way for him to look at the colours. And of course the threading, the beautiful geometric shapes, let me think, really, and also starting to build and make shapes with these smaller geometric wooden shapes are just perfect for where he is right now. And as he gets more able with his fine motor skills and his mental abilities, we can start moving him on to the other trays. So if you've got any questions, do let me know. I, for one, think this is a stunning, stunning, stunning resource that would sit so well in anyone's home. If you've got children who are school age or preschool age, this is going to be incredibly useful in learning all those amazing building skills, mathematical thinking, engineering, and just, it's so creative, it's so artistic, but it's also shows you how mathematics and art sort of entwine in such a beautiful way. I'm really excited to have this to help me as a parent to educate my children in mathematics. As they go through the school system, I will be co-schooling them with this, and the beautiful, well thought through and so heart-filled curriculum that comes with it. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous resource. And if you buy a Spielgaben, you can repurchase items that you may lose along the way, because we are all just human and our kids can be messy. So if you find yourself missing a couple of your blocks or anything like that, you can get in touch with Spielgaben. I believe you can purchase replacements. And yes, that's it. That's my little review. I'm obviously going to be using the Spielgaben over the next few years. So as and when I discover new things about it or have opinions about it, I'll be sure to pop on here and do a review and an update to let you know how we're going with it. But so far, so good, and I can really see how it's going to expand with us as a family. So I hope you found this useful. Again, if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments, or let me know what you think about the Spielgaben. Would you purchase one? What do you think of it? And yeah, how would you use it in your setup at home or at school? Thanks for watching, and see you again in a new video soon. Bye.